Hey guys, what's up? It is Damien, and I'm showing you a little Terran versus Terran strategy. Something I kind of picked up on today. I had a lot of fights today, Terran versus Terran. Not a lot of success. Decided to try something new, and that's what I'm bringing you guys right here. It's going to be 3 racks, 1 factory, Marines and tanks. And we're basically just going to muster up a bunch of Marines, a couple tanks, and then we're going to go ahead and push out and see what kind of damage we can do. So that being said, let's see. Opponent here is the Zeratul, and we're going to go into Damien Vision. Okay, so we've got the 10 supply depot coming down, and we're going to follow that up with the 12 racks. I'm actually going to fast forward this just a little bit, because I think we all know what standard openers look like by this time. That being said, there's the 10 supply depot, and there's the 12 racks, and we're going to follow it up with a 13 refinery, and there it is right there. And we're going to continue doing all these nice little SCV macro things and keep firing things up. We're going to throw the, I believe it's the 15 orbital command. Obviously SCV scout comes in, you're going to want to deal with that. And we sandwiched him a little bit there. Okay, racks is up, we're going to start marine production. Orbital command coming in, and then second refinery as that orbital command is coming in. That being said, we're just going to continue to push marines out of here up until the point where we get a factory down. At that point, we're going to snap a reactor on there and drop another barracks. So that being said, after you get enough, you're going to throw down that factory just about the time where you get 100 Vespine. Obviously, second depot going down. We want to continue doing all the nice little macro stuff. Reactor coming up on the first one, and at this point I believe we're going to drop a second barracks. There it comes, coming into play right now. Factory almost done completion. Got a reactor on this. We're going to attach a tech lab to the factory, and eventually we're going to throw up a third racks, but we do want to get a couple of tanks on the board. Alright, so there's third racks coming up. And again, one's going to have a reactor, and 2 are just going to be bare naked. We've got a handful of Marines up here, and we're going to start pumping out a tank and also researching siege tech. So that being said, here back at the command center, we're going to continue to build SCVs. Nothing too crazy there. And again, there's 1 tank. We're going to start with a second tank. Keep dropping depots, mules, all that good stuff. So once you get 2 tanks on the board, you're going to go ahead and push out. And we'll see how this works out. He tried to pull an SCV up here. That, of course, didn't work out with all this stuff in their face. So we're going to grab these 2 rows of guys here, Marines and tanks, and we're going to move right up to his base. We're going to attack move all the way to the front of his base, and then we're also going to rally the troops to this position. Okay?
Research complete.
Okay, so here we are. We've got 2 tanks set up. I poke up, I don't see anything there, and so I decided to drop a tank there. That being said, this particular fight doesn't go as quite as well as I wanted. They do end up taking out that first wave. Of course, we do have reinforcements here. We're going to continue to try pushing this back. We do end up losing this fight. But he pushes back up with a very hurt tank. I do have fresh reinforcements in, and we're going to poke up here in a minute and just take a look, see what else we can do. I'm going to put that into siege mode. Of course, he's already in siege mode, so I know I'm in trouble. I've got to get that tank down. I knew he was hurt. That being said, 3 Marines, 1 tank. His command center's up here. I don't really know why. That was kind of weird. 4 fresh Marines. And again, we're just going to keep pumping out Marines and rallying them right in front of the base here. Scan does come down, and he does see that he is in a little bit of trouble. So that being said, we're going to wait until we get another tank here, and then we're going to poke up here again. And we do see that it's safe to lay down a tank, so again, we're going to put this tank in the same position. And then we're going to push up and see what kind of damage we can do. Okay, now tank's out of position, he gets into siege mode, and I do decide to pull back. Now I say I've got to rush him. Got to rush the tank. Try to get a little closer to get in the 0 range. That didn't work out. I know he does have 2 Marines and a tank there. Again, we do have fresh reinforcements. And I decide I do got to push up and make something happen here. I know he does have a tank here, and I've got to get that out. He does move the tank, so now they are out of position. They are not in siege mode, and that is pretty much going to be the source of his demise. He does try to siege that one up. It is going to be too late, and you'll see that these 7 Marines against 1 Marine, and that is pretty much it. There's not much he can do about that. Take off here, I believe he does in just a second, and there he goes. So again, guys, nothing crazy about this build. 3 racks, 1 factory, tanks and Marines. No tech labs on these barracks, no upgrades, no nothing. Just pushing out with a bunch of Marines and keeping them rallied to the front of his base so that you constantly have reinforcements coming in. As you can see, up to 3 tanks and quite a few Marines. And at that point, he just wasn't really expecting that and couldn't get units onto the board quick enough. If you go into everything mode, or everyone mode right here, you do see his economy was pretty strong. He did have 2 refineries, but at that point I think he only had 2 racks and 1 factory. Looks like he did throw up an expansion here, which was probably the source of his demise. If you can see, he's sitting on a lot of minerals. Had he seen this coming, he might have been able to bunker up a little bit. But guys, that's it. Terran versus Terran, tanks and Marines, 3 racks, 1 factory, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.